What you just saw was a video from my first powerlifting meet that I went to, and that was actually in January. And that was me lifting, squatting 385 pounds, and I clearly got to depth, which means the hip is below, the crease of the hip is below the patella, the knee. But they called me for depth. I think I got cheated on that one. Well, see, what I'm doing here. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Young Penitent. You're in my icon corner. And I just wanted to show that video and have a few more videos to show you. And I'm doing this not because it has anything to do with Orthodoxy or it's relevant, but I just started using this Streamlab website and I'm practicing. I have learned these new features. You can bring up these videos that you have on your computer. You can play them. And so I thought I'd just have a little fun with these videos here. And so I'm going to play you today. I got some other videos to play you, a couple other ones. So that was in January. Here we are all the way in, October, 9 months later. And today I decided to max out again. Not on all three lifts, but on squat and bench. So I went in this afternoon and I loaded up 390 pounds on the bar, which is adding 5 pounds to my previous 1 rep max. And so I'm going to bring up a video here to play for you guys of me squatting 390, and then stick around because I'm going to show you, I put on 400 on the bar after that. And so we're going to find out if I was able to squat 400 pounds. So stick around. Don't go anywhere. Here's me. Oh, it's not. Oh, great. Now I'm running into technical difficulties. This is not fun. Not supported. Oh, okay. Well, now let me try this other video. That was my 200. Here, how about the 400? I loaded 400 on the bar. It's not playing. Oh no. This is not what I wanted to happen. Where am I? Hello. Okay, let me try this one more time. Video file. Open. Nope. Oh, this is a bummer. This is a bummer. Oh no. How come I could just play that video, but I can't play the other two? All right. What are you doing to me here? Streamyard. I don't know if I want to start over or just keep going, power through. I'm going to power through. Well, the moral of the story is today I put 390 on the bar and I squatted and I got it up. I have the video to prove it. I could probably show you on my cell phone here, but I don't know. It wouldn't be a good view. Got 390, squatted it, and then I put 400 on the bar. I wanted 400. I have goals. I have goals in the gym, and my goals are to get a 200-pound overhead press, 300-pound bench press, 400-pound squat, 500-pound deadlift. And I believe I can do it. I believe I can do this. It might take me a couple of years. I've been lifting for a few years here. But I failed on the 400. The guy he just had to give me a feather light tap to bring my chest up a little bit. I almost had 400, but I did get 390. So it took me 9 months to add 5 pounds to my squat. So this is lifting when you're 40 years old. You don't get so far. I can't push myself. I work doing groundskeeping in the mornings and in the afternoons sometimes. So, I got a lot of I put myself under a lot of physical demands. I put my body, through a lot of duress. So I can't actually push myself too hard in the gym because of my age and my activity level. But that's how hard it is. 9 months to add 5 pounds to your squat. And so then I did a bench press after that, and it's not playing. I can try. I'm gonna try one more time here. Video file. Let's see if it'll share my bench. Nope, it's not. It's not doing it. Okay. All right. Well, I got 295 and almost 300. So I'm almost to 300. I'm almost to my goal. Of course, that was touch and go, which is not like what you do in a meet. You got to pause the bar on your chest for a second, and before you press it up. So you probably have to minus 10 or 15 pounds off your touch and go to see what you would get in a meet. So I don't know if I'll ever get 300 pounds in a meet. We'll see. But while I'm talking about lifting, I talked about last week, we were on talking about the Roosh V forum, and there was actually an interesting, there was some discussion. I think Roosh wrote an article about should you lift weights or something. He said you shouldn't go to a gym. I don't know. He was warning people about gyms because they play all this secular music, and the women are going around in spandex, and he says, and he was like, oh, are you just there to for vanity so you can pump up your muscles or whatever? And then it led to a discussion, and it was actually quite a heated discussion because some people are vehemently, they're like, no, you shouldn't be lifting weights. Just do some push-ups and pull-ups and you're all right. And other people were like, I'm lifting, and some guys will lift because they want to look good. And, which is, I don't know. I mean, there's could be something to that. I don't put down, if you're a bodybuilder, you want to pump, you want to puff up your muscles. That's fine with me. I don't care. That's not what I do. I don't do bodybuilding. I'm more I lift for strength more. The reason I got into it a couple of years ago was because I have a back condition, spondylolisthesis. Put that in a rap. I think I actually have that in one of my raps. Maybe I'll say it for you one of these days. But I have this back condition, causes me back pain. So I was forced, if I didn't start lifting to strengthen my back, I wouldn't be able to continue on with my job. So for me, it's a necessity. I've got to lift in order to continue to work, to be able to work. But geez, it takes so much. You got to be eating constantly. You got to eat a full meal 3 times a day. You got to snack. You got to keep your protein intake up. I mean, it's a big deal. Well, what do I think about lifting? Should it be? I obviously think that, like I said, I think it's okay to do. I think it's a good activity. A lot of people have back problems. Their backs are going out every once in a while, every few months, every once a year, whatever it might be. And, you could fix that if you would just commit yourself to go in and dedicate yourself and go in and do some squats, some deadlifts. And, if you're going to go and lift, you want to do a whole body routine. You don't want to just get your low, just do the squats and deadlifts. You're going to have to do some upper body lifts as well. But go fix your back. Go get into the gym. Come on. Nothing wrong with that. Just be careful. Well, vainglory is a sin, but I don't know, be careful about that. But I don't think it's necessarily sinful if you want to just look good. That's fine with me. I don't care. I'm not going to judge you. So here's a segment I have broken in. I've got today's show. I don't have a super thorough outline for today's show. I kind of just made a few bullet points that I want to go through. And for the segment of the show that I call "What Did I Forget to Talk About?", I want to actually talk about something that I think would be kind of a fun thing to do. I wanted to give Roosh, who I talked about on the last stream, I wanted to give him, I don't know if he watches this. He might. I don't know. He might watch it. Sometimes I post it into I've posted a couple of my videos on his forum. So he at the very least, he might be aware of it. But I wanted to give Roosh some advice on women. Isn't that going to be a fun Doesn't that sound like a fun segment? Roosh, who, if you don't know, he was, well, he gave advice on women for a living for many years. That's what he did. He was a pickup artist and he wrote books about it. And interestingly, he actually wrote an article today, and I'm going to screen share here and go over to a tab and share. So here we are on Roosh's website. So last week we went to rooshvforum.com, and here we are on rooshv.com. And today he wrote this, he posted this article, I think it was today or yesterday, 17th. What is today? Yeah, it's the 17th. So this was just fresh. This was recent. He wrote this article. I haven't had time to read it yet, but here he has an article, 33 things Christian men should know about women. So I look forward to reading this article. I think this is interesting. He's kind of shied away from this topic since for so long. So I'll be interested to see what he has to say about it now as a Christian with a few years under his belt. But what is my advice for him? Here we go. Here is an article, Why Do You Consume Secular Content? Another interesting article. And here he talks about kind of, culling away from your life, paring down your life, cutting out. What I mean by that is removing certain things from your life so that you're more focused on God. So the things that you're doing are praying and reading and going to church. And so he talks about some things like stopping using social media. He even mentions, where is it? Where is the segment that I was gonna to highlight here? So he used to listen to music, modern music, custom playlists, folk covers, even pop songs, oldies, rock oldies. So what he's talking about here is just paring down your life is what he's saying. And here, let me come back to here's another view. Okay. And so what is the advice? What he's talking, I'm getting used to all this StreamYard. See, this is just today's stream. I just basically wanted to play around with StreamYard and practice a few things. So have some patience with me for today. I'm kind of like, I woke up late today, and I got my tomorrow I'm leaving to go on pilgrimage, which I'll talk about. So I'm kind of a little scatterbrained today. So it's just kind of a free flow. I have a few things I want to talk about. So what was the advice that I would dare to give to Roosh, the famous pickup artist, former pickup artist? So in this article, what I just showed you is there's a certain attitude that I'm noticing here, and this is the type of person who was going to start removing secular content, stop listening to secular music and going to movies and this kind of thing. This is actually, I don't know if Roosh realizes it, but it's a monastic attitude. So, focusing solely on God. And I don't see anything wrong with it. I actually like it. You guys know me. I love monasticism. We love monasticism on this channel here. And what he's talking about is really a monastic attitude where you just cut out all the unnecessary things and just focus on the one thing necessary. But if you follow this attitude to the end, Roosh has also talked about in other articles that he thinks he doesn't know for sure, but he thinks he would rather get married than become a monk. So my advice would be if you want to get married, you might have to calm down a little, relax a little, just kind of back off a few steps from this. Because what you're doing, really, the way you're living is you're living like a monk. And actually, I think that's great. I don't criticize that. But if you want to get married, you might have to take a few steps back because, well, here's a story. I wanted to tell a story. So he's talking about not going to movies. There is a story. I don't know if this is written down anywhere. There's a story about Archbishop John. Some young children came up to Archbishop John and they said, Vladika, give us a blessing. We're going to see this movie. And he said, what movie are you going to see? And it was some movie that had it was some historical movie. And Archbishop John, this is St. John of Shanghai and San Francisco, he was so enthusiastic about this idea that these children wanted to go to this historical movie where they might learn a few things that he said, hold on. And he took out a $20 bill and gave it to him and said, use this to buy your tickets. So here we have a saint paying for children to go to the movies. And, we Orthodox Christians, us converts especially, we grew up in America. We grew up watching TV and going to movies and, all sorts of horrible, we didn't necessarily live a holy life growing up. So it's hard for us to make a transition to this, removing secular content from your life, even to the point of, he says folk music. Are we necessarily going to be, I had a video of some folk music I wanted to share too, but it probably won't share it. No, it's not sharing. Dang it. So I had this peaceful scene. I went to this folk, there was some folk music out in the hills in Oregon, and a peaceful scene, people playing, a live band playing instruments with the cello and the fiddle, and they're singing these old spiritual songs, and it was edifying. It was relaxing. It was soothing. It was good for the soul. So there can be even secular music, things that you don't necessarily have to cut out. So there's my fun segment. Me daring, who am I? I don't have a wife, whatever, who am I to give anybody any advice on women? But I thought that'd be fun. Okay. Forgive me, Roosh, if I am offended you at all. What is my next segment? Well, tomorrow I'm going up to Vashon Island. That's the island where All-Merciful Saviour Monastery is. That is Abbot Trifon's monastery, and I'm going to see the abbot. So I'm leaving tomorrow mid-morning. I'll get up there mid-afternoon. I'm going with a friend, and I plan on taking some video. I'm going to try to do it discreetly. That's not the purpose of my trip, so I'm going to take some. I just want to kind of document the pilgrimage, so that I don't know. Maybe I can show it if I can figure out how to share video. Maybe I can show it to people when I get back. So yeah, that's what I'm doing this week. So say a prayer for me. Abbot Trifon, by the way, I don't know if it was another miracle or what. Where did I get? Oh, I'll answer that question in a second. He went he was going to go and get an angiogram, I think, or some sort of test procedure at the hospital. And they tested his heart before he went in again to make, and it turned out that his heart, which had been in atrial fibrillation, had all of a sudden begun beating in rhythm like it's supposed to again. So that it was not necessary to do the procedure. So glory to God, Abbot Trifon's heart is back in rhythm, which is where we want it. But it kind of makes me nervous when he gets, he's getting old, and when people get old like this, you really want to go. When you see him, you start thinking, there could be only a few more times. How many more times am I going to get to see Grandpa? That's what I think. So here we are. That's what I'm going up to see him for. Here we have a question, and I don't think you guys can see the question. It's not showing it but the question is, where did I get the Saint Daniel icon? And I've shared this before. I had a stream which I talked about my icons, but the icon, which is right here, it's actually a hand-painted icon painted by Shane Swenson of Shane Swinson Iconography. And he is also a spiritual son of Abbot Trifon. He lives up in Washington. And he's painted, if you go up to the monastery, their church is full of beautiful icons by Shane. And he kind of goes on and off taking commissions, but pretty soon he is going to be, hopefully he's going to have his website posted up pretty soon that you will be able to go and order an icon from him if you like his style. So I plan on having Shane on this channel soon enough as a guest. So stay tuned for that. Once he gets his website up and running, we're going to do that. I just wanted to say that StreamYard, they don't let me do the 1080, the nice camera. They have like a lower resolution. So I just noticed that. So this one is not quite as good as the other one. Also, you're welcome, Dan Gonza. I wanted to show this again. I haven't shown this in a while. Here's my album. And I thought, I looked again and to see how many I have, and I have a couple of boxes full. I don't know, maybe 20 to 50, something left. And if you wanted to actually buy a physical copy of the CD, send me an email, youngpenitent@gmail.com, and we can maybe figure out a way. I'll get the album, send one out to you. And, tell me what you think it's worth, maybe $20 or something. We'll figure out a way you can, these days there's lots of ways you can send money. So yeah, if you send me $20, I'll send you a copy of the album. Or if you want it for free, you can go to, what is the website? Bandcamp. You go to Bandcamp, search Young Penitent, and the whole album's there. You can download it for free. And when you press download, if you want to make a donation to me, you can write $1, $2, whatever, however much you want to pay. You can actually download the album, give me a few bucks if you want, or you don't even have to. You could put a 0 in there, and then and they'll ask you if you want to tip Bandcamp. If you want to tip the website, they'll ask you if you want to give $1 or whatever. You can do that if you want. You don't have to. But then you can download the album for free. The album it's like over 10 years old now. So, it's kind of the music is maybe a little outdated. I think the lyrics themselves are kind of timeless, but it's a good album. There's a few things I'd like to change about it to make it a little better, but, check it out. You can watch the YouTube music videos if you want to see couple selection of the album, of the music, of the songs. What else? I don't know if I really I'm not super prepared for this, but I kind of wanted to start a conversation. Maybe we can continue this in another stream. But there's sometimes, here in America, we've got all these different jurisdictions. And it's kind of a problem, because you might go to one church and you don't want to go to another church across town because maybe there's a little bit of a rivalry or something. Why isn't there just a Church of America? Like in Russia, there's the Russian church and it's all unified. They have one bishop in every major city, which is the way it should be. Why don't we have that in America? Well, first of all, Orthodoxy's only been around in America for 100, probably 100, maybe 150 years or so. So it's fairly new to America. As far as Orthodoxy goes, time in the Orthodox Church, it goes slower, and we're hesitant. We're hesitant to change. Orthodoxy being a very conservative religion, and just to give an example, the Greek Church spawned the Russian Church, but it took 500 years before the Russian Church was granted autocephaly from the Greek Church. Now, I think, what is the prospect for that happening in America? I think it would probably happen sooner than 500 years just because of the ease of communication with all these tools we have, computers and phones, and, travel is a lot easier. So it probably will happen sooner than 500 years would be my guess. But I don't know exactly what that timeline would be. But just to say, it is, if the world continues long enough, and eventually it will be an eventuality, because historically it would be an anomaly for a country not to have its own, become its own church. I mean, we do have the OCA. I mean, that's the Orthodox Church in America, but they only, they're a certain percentage. We still have the Greeks, the Russians, the Antiochians, and all these different jurisdictions. And part of the problem actually is that, each city, like say in San Francisco, there's probably, 5 to 10 bishops combined. And what are you going to do? You're going to have to agree to get, all these bishops are going to have to agree that we only need one, we're going to have one church. But that would mean eliminating 9 jobs, and all the bishops who make the decisions, they're going to be the ones that have to say, well, okay, yeah, we should join together, and you can cut my job out. Where is he going to go? That is part of the problem. Like in Russia, they probably didn't have like 9 jurisdictions. It was just the Greeks. The Greeks would send up bishops. It was Greek bishops, and they would ordain, some priests. So it's a little complicated. We can pray for it. I pray, I guess I could probably pray more for it, but we should pray for unity amongst the jurisdictions, peace between us. If what can you do to help with this? Pray. You can go visit your neighboring parish, go to their feast day, visit when your neighboring parish is having their feast day, and go get to know the people and help them celebrate. So if you have anything to say about that, leave comments down below. And I might have more to say about that next time. I'll just have to think about it, maybe do a little research or something. So I guess that's my show for today. We got up to about, this is about how far I usually go. Is there anything else I'm leaving out here today? I don't know. Say a prayer for me. I'm traveling tomorrow. It's for safe journey. And my next stream should be Saturday as scheduled. And so maybe hopefully I'll be able to. I don't think I'll be able to put together a video in such a short amount of time if I get back Thursday and going to work on Friday, but we'll see what I can do. I'll try see if I can manage. Maybe I can string together something and just have that happen. So thank you again for tuning in and for watching to the end. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see y'all next time. Young Penitent is out.